A cold case more than 20 years old has finally been solved in the death of a teenage girl, with her alleged killer finally behind bars, cops said. Jason Tibbs, a 38-year-old man from Indiana, is accused of killing then 16-year-old Rayna Rison back in 1993, the AP reported. Rison's disappearance gained national attention and was featured on America's Most Wanted. Her car was found empty just a few miles outside of LaPorte, Indiana. A month later, fishermen found Rison's body in a pond a few miles away from the car. In today's video, we will be showing you oldest cold case finally solved, the Ranya Rison, 1993. Without further ado, let's begin. The loss of innocent life to a mindless murder can often be a difficult thing to accept for the victim's family. It only gets worse when the victim is a young 16-year-old girl who has a promising life ahead of her. Rayna Rison was a sophomore at LaPorte High School in LaPorte County, Indiana, which was typically a quiet and small town that didn't see a lot of crime and people led a peaceful life. Rayna was a model high school student. She always got good grades, played multiple instruments in the school band, had as many as 3 part-time jobs, and her professional goal was to be a veterinarian. With this goal in mind, one of her jobs was at the local animal hospital where she cleaned and walked dogs. Several persons of interest, but no conviction, Matt identified the man's ring to belong to a certain Jason Tibbs, who was Rayna's ex-boyfriend. They dated back in 7th grade, but broken up in 6 months. The police questioned Jason, but he claimed that he had done some work on Rayna's car and had forgotten his ring in the car. In terms of an alibi, he claimed that he'd been playing a game of fox hunting on the evening in question. Fox hunting is a game of hide and seek, but played in cars, where friends share their locations over wireless radio and try to hunt each other down. Its friends confirmed they'd been playing fox hunting that evening, but no one had actually seen Jason. There wasn't much progress in the case until exactly a month later, when on April 26, 1993, a father-daughter duo found a girl's body with her clothes on, floating in a pond with 2 logs across its back. The clothes matched those of Rayna's, and the police now had found her dead body. There were no injuries on the body, and the cause of death was ruled to be asphyxiation, and the police now knew they were investigating a homicide. Additional false hope 5 years later, and Ray's arrest in 1998. When the detectives revisited the case and looked at all the suspects, they decided to search Ray's property and found blood in his car, as well as 2 handguns in his possession. He was arrested and charged with murder in May 1998. However, the county appointed a new prosecutor around that time who felt there was not enough evidence to take the case to trial. Ray was a hunter, so the blood could be animal blood, and Ray was eventually released in 1999. The case was now officially classified as a cold case. Jason and Eric had gone to see Rayna at 6 p.m. when her shift ended, as Jason wanted to convince her to get back with him. However, she wouldn't agree. Jason decided that if he couldn't have her, no one could. He knocked her to the ground and later strangled her to death. They disposed of the body in the pond where her body was later found. A whole 20 years after the crime, in 2013, Jason Tibbs was arrested and charged with murder. The defense tried to put up a case, but the jury was convinced that Jason committed the crime. Jason had written letters to Rayna, claiming he would go to any extreme to get her. Jason was sentenced to 40 years in prison, with 20 years served, for the crime committed in 1993. The Rison family got some form of justice, but the daughter they'd lost in a crime of passion would never come back. So guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. For more interesting content, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Have a nice day, and I will see you in the next video.